Everyone underestimated her for her disabilities. But when her mother got sick, she crafted a plan to get out of poverty. Welcome back to Paramount Recapped. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. So, the whole thing kicks off with a pretty intense standoff between two big-time crime bosses. On one side, there's Masashi, a calm and collected Japanese Yakuza leader who always seems like he's 2 steps ahead. Across from him is number 8, a fiery and aggressive Thai gangster who doesn't play around. The vibe in the room is heavy. Everyone knows something serious is about to go down. Number 8 makes it clear right away. Masashi needs to stay far away from his turf. No exceptions, no negotiations. In the middle of all this tension, there's Zin, a bold, no-nonsense woman who's not just part of Number 8's crew, but also his girlfriend. She's standing there, watching the two men, and decides to make her loyalty known loud and clear. Without a word, she suddenly attacks a few of Masashi's guys, taking them down quick. It's her way of showing she's loyal to Number 8, and she's not afraid of anyone. After making her point, Zin walks off with Number 8. Masashi, though, can't take his eyes off her. There's something about her strength, her confidence, that sticks with him. Even though he knows it's dangerous, he can't help but be drawn to her. Eventually, he starts secretly meeting with Zin. One meeting turns into 2, and soon enough, the two are falling hard for each other, knowing full well how risky their romance is. But of course, secrets don't stay hidden forever. When Number 8 finds out what's going on between Zin and Masashi, he completely loses it. Betrayed and furious, he becomes obsessed with revenge. One night, he's driving with Zin and heads straight to where Masashi and his crew are hanging out. He gets out of the car, completely fueled by rage, and in one brutal moment, guns down his own men. Just like that, silence falls over the place, dead bodies scattered around, and only Masashi is left alive. Number 8 points his gun at Masashi, ready to end it right there. But before he can pull the trigger, Zin steps in and stands between them. It's a powerful moment. She chooses Masashi over Number 8. There's a long, heavy pause. Number 8's face twists with pain and fury. Instead of killing them, he does something completely unexpected. As a bizarre act of punishment and goodbye, he takes out a knife and slices off his own big toe. Blood drips to the ground as he gives in one last command. She's never to see him again. Masashi doesn't wait around. He grabs Zin's hand. They jump in a car and take off into the night, disappearing into the shadows. But deep down, they both know this escape won't last forever. While they're hiding from Number 8, Zin comes to a painful decision. She tells Masashi he needs to go back to Japan. Staying together would only put both of them in constant danger. Masashi doesn't want to leave her, but he knows she's right. With a heavy heart, he leaves. Not long after, Zin discovers she's pregnant. Knowing she can't stay anywhere near Number 8, she quietly moves away to a different town where no one knows her. Months later, she gives birth to a baby girl. She names her Zen. As Zen gets older, Zen starts noticing things about her that aren't quite like other kids. Zen avoids eye contact, doesn't talk much, and doesn't respond like most children do. Worried, Zen takes her to see a doctor. The diagnosis is clear: Zen has autism. Hearing this shatters Zen. She realizes her daughter's life will be full of challenges and nothing about her childhood will be easy. But Zen doesn't give up. Determined to do everything she can, she dedicates her life to protecting Zen and giving her the best care possible. She becomes a fierce, devoted mom, trying her best to shield her daughter from the cruelty of the world. Years go by, Zen grows up, and Zen starts thinking maybe it's time to tell Masashi about his daughter. She finally builds up the courage and writes him a letter. But fate has other plans. Before the letter ever makes it to Japan, Number 8 finds out what she's done. His rage reignites. One day, without warning, Number 8 shows up at Zen's house. She freezes the second she sees him. Without saying a word, he steps forward, grabs a handful of her hair, and cuts it off, a chilling sign that he's been watching her all this time. But he doesn't stop there. He pushes her down, and in a sick and twisted act, slices off one of her toes. Zen screams in agony, falling to the floor, clutching her bleeding foot. Number 8 stares down at her and tells her this is her last warning. Then he walks out, leaving her broken and terrified. That horrible encounter is the final straw for Zen. She realizes they'll never be safe as long as Number 8 is alive. So, she picks up what's left of their lives and moves again, this time to a quiet neighborhood, trying to keep a low profile. By chance, their new place is right next to a Muay Thai kickboxing school. Day in and day out, the sounds of kicks, punches, and instructors barking orders fill the air. At first, it's just background noise, but soon it becomes something more. Zen, now a young girl, starts getting hooked on watching the fighters train. Though she struggles with talking to people, her mind is like a sponge. She studies every move, every stance, every combo, and then she starts copying them. No one teaches her. She just learns by watching. It doesn't stop there. Zen discovers martial arts movies, and they quickly become her obsession. Bruce Lee, Tony Jaa, she watches their moves over and over and somehow manages to pull them off perfectly. It's like she was born to fight. Even more amazing, her reflexes are unreal. Someone can toss a ball at her from any angle, and she'll catch it without even looking. She's lightning fast, almost superhuman. One day, Zen comes home from work and sees a little boy being picked on by some street bullies. The kid's small, trying to fight back, but they're too much for him. Before anything worse happens, Zen steps in. She doesn't say much. She just shows up, and the bullies back off. The boy's name is Moon, and he's clearly got no one. Feeling for him, Zen take him in, and just like that, their tiny family gets a little bigger. Moon grows up alongside Zen, becoming her best friend and biggest supporter. Over time, he starts to notice just how gifted Zen really is. Watching her mimic advanced martial arts moves without any training blows his mind. That's when he gets an idea. Maybe they can use her skills to make some money. They start doing street performances. Zen shows off her moves, breaking boards, dodging objects, pulling off martial arts routines that leave people speechless. Crowds gather, clapping and tossing coins into their jar. But not everyone is impressed. One day, a group of cocky teenagers show up, pretending to be interested. Then they start laughing and making fun of Zen. One of them suddenly throws a knife at her, thinking he'll scare her. But Zen doesn't flinch. She snatches it out of the air like it's nothing. Everything goes quiet. Then they attack. Big mistake. Zen moves fast, dodging their punches and landing perfect hits. In seconds, she takes down every single one of them. People watching are stunned. They never expected this quiet girl to be so deadly. That night, when Zen hears about what happened, she's furious. She yells at Moon, reminding him that they can't afford to attract attention. Not with number 8 still out there. And then things take a turn for the worse. Zen's health starts to fail. She gets weaker every day until the doctors confirm she has cancer. The diagnosis crushes Zen and Moon. They try to stay strong, but there's not enough money for the treatments. Each hospital visit costs more than they can afford. Zen keeps pushing through the pain, trying to hang on for Zen's sake. One evening, while Zen is getting treatment, Moon is at home rummaging through her old stuff. He finds a dusty wooden box and opens it out of curiosity. Inside, there's a small, beat-up diary. As he flips through the pages, he realizes what it is, a list of names, each with a number beside it. It doesn't take long for Moon to figure out the meaning behind the list. Turns out, Zen used to work as a loan shark back in the day, one of those folks who lend money with sky-high interest, and she did it under number 8's command. She kept a little notebook with all the names of the people who borrowed cash from her, but never paid her back. This list had just been gathering dust for years, until Moon stumbled across it while looking through her old stuff. Once he realized what it was, a light bulb went off in his head. He rushed to Zen, excited, and told her his plan. If they could track down all those people who owed Zen money and get them to cough it up, maybe they could finally pay for Zen's treatment. Zen didn't even blink. She was in. She wanted to do whatever it took to help her mom. So the two of them set out, ready to chase down every name in that notebook and collect the money owed. Their first stop was this ice factory run by one of the guys on the list. Moon and Zen approached him, calm and respectful, but when they brought up the debt, the guy just smirked. He waved them off like they were a joke and even told his workers to throw them out. It was humiliating, and they left feeling defeated. That night, watching her mom struggle in pain, Zen felt her heart sink. The hospital bills were insane, and her mom didn't have much time left. So, without even telling Moon, she made a bold move. The next day, Zen went back to that same factory on her own. She walked right up to the guy and asked him again for the money. This time, he didn't bother hiding his disrespect. He laughed in her face and told his men to take care of her. He clearly thought she'd run scared, but Zen didn't flinch. As the workers moved toward her, she took a deep breath and did what she does best, fight. All those years of watching fighters and practicing in secret kicked in. She was fast, focused, and fierce. She flipped over one guy, dodged a pipe swing from another, and knocked them down like dominoes. By the end of it, they were all on the ground groaning, and the factory owner looked like he'd seen a ghost. He didn't need any more convincing. He handed over the money, hands shaking, and Zen walked away with the cash. When she got home, she handed it to Moon. His eyes widened. He couldn't believe what she had done. It was reckless, yeah, but it worked. That success gave them the push they needed to keep going. They tracked down the next person on the list, another guy who, of course, refused to pay. And once again, Zen stepped up, no fear in her eyes. This time, too, she used her martial arts skills to take control of the situation. She wasn't just fighting people, she was fighting for her mom's life. As they crossed more names off the list, the people they ran into started getting scarier. Some of them weren't just regular folks. They were part of bigger criminal groups, just like the ones Zen had worked with. Every time they showed up somewhere, it felt like walking into a trap. But no matter how risky it got, Zen didn't back down. She had one goal: save her mother. Eventually, their actions started catching attention. Word spread, and it wasn't long before number 8 heard about what Zen was doing. When he found out she was going around collecting debts, his old debts, just to get money for Zen's treatment, he lost it. To him, it wasn't just business, it was betrayal. One day, Zen got a small box delivered to her door. Inside was a severed toe. No note, no explanation needed. It was number 8's way of reminding her he was still watching and warning her to stop. That shook Zen to her core. She knew they were in real danger now. Scared and desperate, Zen came up with one last hope. She wrote a letter to Masashi, the man she had loved years ago and the father of her daughter, Zen. She gave the letter to Moon, asking him to deliver it. Maybe Masashi could protect them. Maybe he'd come back. But things didn't go as planned. While Moon was on his way, he got ambushed by number 8's goons. They grabbed him and beat him up bad. One of them even shot him in the leg before dragging him away. Now Zen was in more danger than ever, and she had no idea where Moon was. Funny enough, number 8 didn't destroy the letter. He actually mailed it to Masashi, probably because he wanted to lure him in and handle things personally. In Japan, Masashi opened that letter and his world stopped. Seeing Zen's words brought back all the memories and all the guilt. He knew right away what he had to do. He turned his back on the Yakuza and left everything behind. He was going to find Zen and protect the family he never got to have. Back in Thailand, Zen was losing her mind with worry. Moon hadn't come back. Her mom was getting worse. So she did something bold. She took Zen to a nearby park, found a public phone, and called number 8 directly. She demanded to speak to him. After a tense back and forth, he agreed to meet. When they finally met, Zen stood her ground and demanded Moon be returned. A few minutes later, 2 of number 8's men dragged Moon out. He was barely standing, covered in bruises. Zen clenched her fists, rage bubbling inside her, but she kept it together for now. But that peace didn't last. Suddenly, number 8's guys lunged at her. Chaos exploded. Zen fought like her life depended on it, dodging and striking with insane precision. But it was a brutal fight. She and number 8 both got hurt. As the battle raged on, number 8 managed to grab Zen and take her hostage. She wasn't giving up without a fight, though. She started pushing through his men, taking them down one by one. The fights kept getting harder. One of the guys she faced was Thomas, a strange and unpredictable fighter who had Tourette's. His movements were wild and hard to predict, like he had no rhythm at all. At first, Zen couldn't keep up, but slowly she started picking up on his timing. With sheer determination, she finally brought him down. Just when things looked hopeless, Masashi showed up like a storm. He joined the fight, standing beside Zen as they battled number 8's crew together. But the chaos didn't stop. In a terrible moment, number 8 got to Zen and stabbed her. She collapsed, blood spilling, into Masashi's arms. Zen saw it happen, and that pain was like nothing she'd ever felt before. Her mother, the woman who had sacrificed everything for her, was dying. Zen let out a cry of fury and charged forward, taking out everyone in her path. She didn't care about the odds. She had nothing left to lose. With a heart full of rage and sorrow, she fought her way through to number 8. It was a final showdown, and she wasn't holding back. In the end, she hurled him off the 3rd floor of a building. He hit the ground hard, dead. Zen ran to her mother, hoping she could still be saved. But it was too late. Zen was gone. The loss crushed her, but she didn't have to face it alone. Masashi pulled her into his arms and promised her she wouldn't be alone ever again. He would take care of her like he should have all along. In those final moments, Zen found something she had never really had before: a family.